Ultimately, he does speak about some kind of redistribution. He doesn't explain what redistribution is. It can be argued that redistribution means taking from the big corporates, giving to the poor. He doesn't explain that. He says we'll do redistribution, leaves it vague. So as Rajat Sethi says, the Prime Minister can interpret this to mean he's going to check your gold, he's going to check your silver, he's going to see your Mangal Sutra, he's going to take from you and give to the Guspatias. He explains it in such a vague manner that it leaves it open to interpretation. Sanjay Jha.
Rahul, I don't think this discussion is about Rahul Gandhi. This discussion is about the most combustible, inflammatory, deliberately provocative speech, which I think has been done intentionally to raise the communal temperature. I heard the previous panelist, and I'm dismayed that he believes that the electoral energy had to be heightened with the Prime Minister of a country. He's not a fringe, by the way. Is as mainstream.
No, but let's be real here. Sanjay Jha, let's be real. When Trump is on the campaign trail, he needs to energize the base. In an Indian context, Rajat Sethi is only making a point that the Prime Minister is trying to energize his base. The base seemed a bit thanda, which after 10 years of being in power is only likely, and therefore he's trying to get them all charged up.
Rahul, let me finish.
Okay.
I have a principal objection to the kind of politics that we are all compromising ourselves with. Narendra Modi has got every business to galvanize his cadres. God bless him and his cadre. But at the cost of what? Destroying India's secular character? A Prime Minister of the country...
I take some objection to such remarks.
Can I have no interruption, please?
Okay. Let him complete. Let him complete. We'll come back to you, Sanju, for a counter in just a moment. Go on, Sanjay Jha, very quickly complete.
Here is a Prime Minister of India who talks about Muslims like being a reproduction center. I'm reminded of his famous, extremely degrading statement of "Hum paanch, hamare 25." Does he have the right to call Muslims as infiltrators? What does he mean by saying that the Mangal Sutra of Hindu women will be taken away by the Congress and given away to the Muslims? I mean, is this the Prime Minister of our country? I can tell you, Rahul, if we had an independent election commission, Mr. Modi would be today disqualified as a Lok Sabha candidate, and he should be banned from making any public campaigns hereon. And incidentally, a leopard can't change his spots or her spots. Mr. Modi, did he speak a word when Ramesh Biduri in Parliament called Muslims the worst vulgar abuse on the floor of Parliament?
Okay.
Did Narendra Modi say at all?
Now, here's what one senior BJP leader told me, that you look at his track record, Rajdeep, the Prime Minister's track record in governance is 100% secular. When you're on the campaign trail, you need to do what you need to do to win. And the argument that was being made was this is just temporary, with the intent of ensuring that they get as close to Mount Everest or at least reach Kanchenjunga, so they're fully and completely through. And then he gets back to the business of governance, which is entirely secular, which the past 10 years the BJP leader was arguing in terms of how schemes have been distributed, how Labarthis have benefited, that everybody benefits equally. It's a very secular development.
Look, across the world, and there was a famous New York mayor who once said this, you're supposed to govern in prose and campaign in poetry. Now, when he's on the campaign trail, Narendra Modi is a completely different political animal. And as that kind of politician, he totally campaigns in poetry using every means available that he believes will get him votes. That's what this is all about. This is about preying on the fears and prejudices of people and reminding them what he and his party stand for vis-a-vis what the opposition stands for. They've been doing that for the last 20 years, Rahul. We are seemingly suggesting as if this is some new avatar of Prime Minister Modi. As you've listed out, in the past, he's used this from time to time. Sanju Verma is objecting to my use of the word dog whistle and using other examples, Mamata Banerjee, Rahul Gandhi, others. They may well do it.
Because
they may well do it. Politicians do it all the time. Just a minute, man. Politicians do prey on fears and prejudices. But this is the Prime Minister of the country and therefore will come under extra scrutiny. It may well work for him.
Okay.
And I think it's very interesting this time, Rahul, that the Congress has been consciously trying not to respond. Because the Congress...
Do you think that's a good strategy? Because, well, look, I mean, we are happy that Sanjay Jha is here, but with no disrespect to him, the Congress yesterday and today decided not to send an official spokesperson.
Because I think the Congress fears that the moment they respond, they are going to be playing on the pitch of Prime Minister Modi. Look, I think there is no doubt that some of the statements that
so
Congress
you
leaders
don't bite at all.
You see,
And
some
you
of the
don't like the pitch you're batting on, which means you sit in the pavilion and don't bat. Sanju, just 1 minute. Which means you don't like the pitch, which means you sit it out and don't play at all.
Because I think the fear is the moment they do that, it's a weapon of mass distraction. The narrative completely changes from incomes, from jobs, from agrarian distress to Hindu-Muslim politics. The BJP is playing on its own pitch. Number two, as was suggested by one of the speakers, some of the statements that Rahul Gandhi makes can easily be interpreted to suggest that he wants to bring a revolutionary step.
But he speaks of revolution.
That's right, that's what I'm saying. So they can be easily misinterpreted and used by the other side. So you've got a combination of two things. One, the Prime Minister playing on the pitch on which he's most familiar when it comes to campaigning, creating a weapon of mass distraction to try and put the opposition on the defensive. Number two, the opposition at times speaking a language which allows the Prime Minister to push them into a corner. But let's be honest, this is how the Prime Minister has conducted campaigns for years. Hum 5, hamare 25, as Sanjay Jha reminded me, goes back to 2002.
Sanju Verma, now Rajdeep makes the argument that the Prime Minister says he's cut of a different cloth. He sets a higher expectation for himself during his time in governance, and therefore, even while campaigning, he should be judged at a higher standard, because that's what he's seeking. He wants to go down in history as one of India's greatest leaders ever. Within the BJP circles, the comparisons are with Samrat Ashok Chandragupta Maurya, and therefore, what you say is what you'll be judged against.
You know, Rahul, if you had told me that Rajdeep Sardesai is going to be on your show, then I would have asked you, why do you also have a suspended leader from the Congress called Sanjay Jha? Rajdeep is doing a better job than Sanjay Jha.
No,
you have two people from the Congress here on your show.
Madam, I said in the, you cherry pick what I say. I am saying that Congress is offering opportunities to the other side to misinterpret their statements.
Okay.
I'm also giving the Prime Minister's perspective.
Let us speak.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Let us speak. Sanju ji, go on. Sanju ji, go on.
Rajdeep, unfortunately, the problem with you is on your own shows also, you mollycoddle the Congress. On Rahul Kaval's show, I will not allow you to mollycoddle the Congress. I will wait for my next turn at 9 p.m. and then we will have, a fisticuff, a verbal one. Now coming to Rahul Kaval's more important point.
Yes.
Let's be very clear. You look, Narendra Modi is one of the leaders for the last 20 years. I say he's been guillotined. He's been maligned. He's been subjected to the nastiest abuses. बाकी नेताओं के लिए क्या कहते हो? When it is a Rahul Gandhi, when it is a Priyanka Vadra, when it is a Mamata Banerjee, when it is a N.K. Stalin, when it is a Lalu Prasad Yadav, I mean, these people are not even a fraction of what Narendra Modi is in terms of his political prowess. But the point I'm making is, for other leaders, you say the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Actions speak louder than words. तो भाई नरेंद्र मोदी के लिए आप यार्डस्टिक क्यों बदलते हो? This is the same Narendra Modi who made instant triple talaq illegal and unconstitutional in 2019, something which should have been done 50, 60 years back. We did it after most Arab nations had already made instant triple talaq illegal. This is the same Narendra Modi who has ensured that 31% of PM Awas Yojana goes to minorities, especially Muslims. This is the same Narendra Modi who has ensured 33% of Ayushman Bharat goes to minorities, particularly Muslims. This is the same Narendra Modi who has ensured that 36% of PM Ujjwala Yojana beneficiaries are minorities, particularly Muslims. And this is the same Narendra Modi who has ensured that 37% of PM Mudra Yojana beneficiaries are minorities, particularly Muslims.
No, but that's governance, which is secular. Ma'am, that is governance, which we said is secular. It's about the campaign trail. And that's taken a very clear Hindu-Muslim communal angle. I mean, the Prime Minister saying it himself is not even said. It's not even said in whispers. It's not even said in signals. It's said very openly.